This is a really special moment, and the reason why is because this signifies 100 conversations. 100 moments of wisdom.
I'm of the opinion that this last decade, content was king. Content creators were the influencers. And this next decade, community will be king, and community builders will be the influencers.
When we disconnect ourselves for pursuing, and we're not connected with who we are, where we came from, why we're here, what we're here to achieve. And I mean here on Earth, as this human soul, the extraterrestrial that's inside all of our bodies, right? This, knowing who you are, then the pursuit becomes hollow.
Grief is more than death and dying. It's an everyday kind of loss. And when we can embrace and understand that, then when we are hit with some of the bigger griefs in life, our body's like, okay, I've been here before and I can process through it.
Each of these women carries the wisdom earned through our seasons of life. And tonight, thank you, because I know you're going to share all of your wisdom and knowledge with us. So thank you for being here.
And they think they need to come to me with a very specific, okay, well, this is our financial number, instead of taking a look at, who are you? What do you really want? Why?
Beautiful people. Welcome. So many gorgeous human beings in here tonight. I am so excited and absolutely honored to be the MC for the 100th live taping of Living Room Wisdom Podcast. Let's give it up one more time. My name is Samantha Scholl, and you are stuck with me this whole evening. And I have to tell you, when Patrina gave me the call and said, hey, so would you be interested? It didn't even matter what she said next. I was like, yes, I'm going to do it. What is it? I'm here for it. And then when she asked me to be the host or the MC of this evening, I literally screamed out loud. I couldn't even imagine a better way to spend an evening. Coming to this event, being able to share and be the MC is just such an honor. So I first just want to start by thanking all of you for being here. We are so grateful that you're here to celebrate with us tonight. But I just wanted to start by saying, this isn't just a taping of a podcast, right? We all know that. We're all here for a reason. This is a celebration, and we're here to celebrate 100 meaningful and intentional conversations, 100 moments of, wisdom. That's why we are all here tonight. Living Room Podcast was created not to be flashy and performative, although there's some big energy from the host, I will say. It was meant to be an intentional place for you to know you are not in this alone. Leadership doesn't have to be lonely, and wisdom is meant to be shared in community and in rooms like this, in a space like this gorgeous 100 Loft Studios space. Loft 100 Studios, sorry. Not on a Zoom. Can I get a heck yeah? So we're gonna experience this tonight together. It's gonna be an awesome, awesome night. I think you all know. I mean, just from walking in the doors, the way that everything has been set up is so gorgeous and amazing. All right, so before we begin, I have to take a moment to acknowledge the partners who made this whole thing possible. I would be absolutely remiss not to mention them. We are deeply, deeply grateful for our legacy partners who are here with us tonight, Invictus Franchise Group, and thank you, and See-Through Media. Thank you. Kevin, where are you? I saw Kevin in here somewhere. They believe in meaningful conversations and the power of women stepping into their next chapter, which is why all of us are here as well. So you're gonna hear more about them later in the show, but I also wanna talk about our in-kind partners. KSP Productions, Amor Prop, Jesse Finkelhu with Power Affirmations. Life Worth Living. All these businesses sound so great. Engagement PR. Let's give it up for State 31 Wines. Somerset Bella Wines. Chow Chocolatier. And Elements Massage. Thank you for all in-kind partners. It takes a community to build something like this, and we're grateful for you. We're also honored to have, who out there experienced our awesome activation stations out there, right? Everyone. Thank you to Angela Kong Wellness. Angela, thank you. So nice to meet you today. Can't wait to connect with you. Iris Studio Jewelry, gorgeous. I got some earrings for my bestie. I'm so excited. Gray's Craze Charcuterie, offering the delicious snacks. And of course, my dear friends, Majestic Mix Bartending. Supplying the lubrication and good vibes for tonight. Most importantly, I do want to take a moment to recognize the women who helped bring this whole thing together and make the magic happen. They took care and intention to make sure that we had a wonderful night tonight, and that's our planning committee. Lenka Holman and Jennifer Horsbull, thank you so much. Y'all are amazing, and we couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much for standing in community and helping bring this amazing experience to life, not just tonight, but for all that you do to make it such a wonderful thing. So now, let's begin. You are not here for me. I know that, although that would be fun to think so, but I know that's not the case. It's my absolute honor to introduce my dear friend, colleague, community badass, absolute queen, the woman who produced and created all of this, and the reason why we are all here tonight. She created Living Room Wisdom as a sanctuary for truth-telling, reinvention, and embodied leadership. She is the founder of Pure Abundance Incorporated. I think everyone in here knows that. The creator of the Anatomy of Abundance framework. Pure Abundance Retreat, who's been on a retreat. And of course, the host of the Living Room Podcast, which is a guide for women navigating transition with grace, opportunity, and depth. Depth, that sounded wrong. Please join me in welcoming my friend, Patrina Wisdom.
You guys like my song? That's right, hey! Listen, the journey, hi Valerie. The journey to get here tonight, and man, you guys look, hi Kevin, hi. All my friends are here, this is amazing. I just want to take a moment to thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me. Even those of you who just met me, you love me. You don't know it yet. You're kind of stuck with me. That's how this works. Hi, Lucia. This is a really special moment, and the reason why is because this signifies 100 conversations. 100 moments of wisdom. And none of them meant to be held alone. Yeah. So I never wanted a podcast. That's the funny part about this story. Right? Hi, Sarah. I never wanted a podcast. Literally, I only said yes to doing this because the marketing company that I had at the time said that I should. My friends who know me knows I don't like shoulds. But I did it. And what I created was what I needed. And what I needed at that time was a place to breathe, a place to connect, a place where I didn't have to be the strong one, have all the answers, and perform leadership. Hi, Lizelle. Yo, we got people who traveled here from Las Vegas, y'all. Just saying. Just saying. I feel like my mic's going in and out. Are we good? Okay. Yeah, maybe a little volume on the mic. I love my voice. Thank you. So, in regard to this podcast, you guys, I created what it is that I know that I needed and what I thought would resonate for other high-achieving women like myself. Because there was a time that my life literally split into two. Pre-2009, white picket fence, family, lifestyle, and post-2009. Widow, single mother of 4 children, full-time entrepreneur, and homeschooling parent. So needless to say, I was carrying it all for everyone, all the fucking time. So with that said, this became that place of comfort, that safe haven. But don't cry for me, Argentina. It worked out pretty well. So my greatest tragedy became the catalyst for my greatest clarity. So this podcast is not just about downloads. It's about dignity. It's about reminding people that abundance is not hustle, that it's nervous system safety, sovereignty, and intentional community. So if you're someone who feels like you've been holding it all alone, let tonight be a reminder that you don't have to. Because Living Room Wisdom is here to hold space for you, for your strength, for your sorrow, for your becoming. Yeah. So 100 conversations, and tonight we are all in one room rising together. So I just want to thank you again for sharing my special night with me. And I could not be more excited to introduce our first guest, our featured guest. So those of you who know me or who have been following my work over the last 20 plus years, I am all about my ladies. But tonight, I am featuring one of the most amazing men, other than Keely, my spouse. Don't get me in trouble, y'all. Right? But one of the most amazing, heart-centered men that I've met, and Kevin. So I attract high-achieving women and some really, really smart men. So if there's a man in the room, you want to talk to them, you want to connect with them, because they'll potentially change your life. Anyway, back to what I'm supposed to be doing. I love loving up on my people. But this gentleman I met, I saw him speak at the Cause conference last year, thanks to Sam. I was invited. And I was just blown away. I was blown away by his message, his heart, his level of intelligence, but his message, it just resonated on such a deep level. And then we started running into each other over and over again. I'm like, yeah, I need to interview this guy. So please help me welcome. This is someone who is an entrepreneur, a very long-standing entrepreneur, keynote speaker, social designer, working to reclaim human connection in the digital age. We all need that, right? As the founder of Sackcloth and Ashes. Yes, you know Sackcloth and Ashes. Okay, well then we have something special for you. He's donated hundreds of blankets to the homeless shelters through his Buy One, Give One program. Yes, definitely resonates, right? So with that model, he's had a lot of success. And as a matter of fact, tonight, when we introduce him and when he's on stage, there's going to be a graphic with a QR code for you to get 50% off blankets. And for every blanket purchased, one gets donated to a homeless shelter. So his current venture, his most recent venture, is an app called LOCL. LOCL, write it down, download it now, do what you have to do, but it's called LOCL. And what it is that it solves the problem of human connection by using technology to help people discover and engage with local communities and events. All right, so with that said, I want y'all to dig deep and help me welcome Mr. Bob Dalton. Yes. Hey, hey. Hey. Mwah. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, let's get this thing started. I feel like I'm too far away from you, Bob. All right, so first off, I want to welcome you and thank you.
Oh my God,
I've been
this
thanking
is so
you
fun.
profusely, but I'm going to thank you again for being here.
This is awesome. This is a legitimate production. You're like a celebrity right now. This is crazy. This is crazy.
Not to toot my own horn, but
You're
all
so
the graphics
humble.
you see, I did as well.
Yeah, I know. That's true. She told me that right when we got here. She's like, look at these guys.
I know, I've been telling everybody, but back to you, Bob. All right, so the first thing I want to do, I know your heart. I felt your heart. You can't be in a room with this gentleman without feeling his heart. Where did that heart come from?
Man.
Tell us a little bit about that background.
Oh, this is so fun to be in a room full of women and be able to talk about this. My mom and I lived with my grandma for the first couple years of my life. And my grandma was like the first, like apart from my mom, obviously, like the first like person that I fell in love with, you know? Truly, like my grandma and I had the best relationship. My mom would always go to work and my grandma and I would just hang out all day, you know? And we have the cutest little photo next to my bedside table. And one day my wife and I were looking at it and my wife's like, what are you and your grandma holding? And I like looked in on it. I'm like, oh, we were picking up dog poop. And it was so funny because I'm like, this photo's been like this iconic photo of me and my grandma for so long. And I'm like, I thought we were just hanging out. But my grandma's all putting me to work. But she's the man, she was an incredible human being. And that's where I got, you know, I'd like to attribute, like, I got to learn how to be a softer person, you know, my grandma is such a special person. And then my mom moved us from California to Oregon, which is where I got to grow up in a little coastal town called Coos Bay. Oh, yeah. And and my mom would, you know, she'd waitress all day long. So I spent a lot of time by myself and I'd walk everywhere. And I got a lot of time to think. Like I walked to school, I walked to my friends' houses, and that's where I just developed like a really strong ability to be good with myself, you know? And I'm really grateful for those years. You know, you could look back on those years and be like, oh, it was hard, you know, I didn't have a dad in the house and a lot of friends to hang out with, but it was like all that time by myself, I got to really develop like and appreciate being by myself, you know?
Were you an only child?
I was for the first 8 years, and then my sister came. So yeah, it was.
Messed it up.
Yeah, we had my mom had a 2-bedroom house, and me and my sister had to share a room, and she was 8 years younger than me. So, you know, I'd put tape down the middle of the room, you know. I'm like, do not cross this line, you know. But yeah, it was, but I got to, you know, my mom raised us primarily by herself, waitressing and hustling to pay the bills. And so yeah, overall, I'm like, it's one of those things that in the moment you're like, oh, I wish things were different, you know. But then you look back and you're like, I wouldn't go back and change anything because it really did develop the person that I am today. And I'm really grateful for that, you know.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that our generation, while we bitch and moan and blame our parents for everything, it actually really did develop some really amazing humans. Mm-hmm. We have grit, we are tenacious, we're very resilient, right? And so what would you say then to the new generation, the next generation out here, generations that are growing up that don't have that, right? That if you're not entertaining them 24/7, they don't know what to do. What would you say for them how would they develop that grit or that sense of self?
Wow. Great questions. Holy smokes. Man, it's easy for me to say because it sounds like the obvious, but like we're right now we're in a society of addicts. Like we're all addicted to technology. And just like dealing with any addiction, the only antidote to addiction is community. That's the way that we truly can break free from addiction. So it's not as easy as telling the younger generation to just set your phone down and spend more time with your friends. That'd be like telling an alcoholic to just stop drinking, and it's not that easy. And so there was a scientist in the 70s named Dr. Bruce Alexander who did a study called the rat park. And he had a rat park where he had a bunch of rats in one box, and then he had an individual rat in another box. And he had 2 bottles going into each box, and one bottle had water, and the other bottle had water mixed with morphine. And the community of rats only drank from the fresh water, and the individual rat only drank with the bottle mixed with morphine. And what he proved was, when you're in community, you don't have this constant desire for dopamine and external reliance on something. And as an individual rat, if you are not in community, you'll take the morphine even if it's at your own detriment. You'll take that thing that's giving you that adrenaline boost, and so or that dopamine hit. And so as soon as you put that individual rat in the rat park, it started drinking fresh water again. So I think that there is a reality that we can be freed up from the society that is addicted to technology, and I do think that the answer is community. So I'm very optimistic over the next decade of
And I love that you're leading the charge with the local app. And so tell us a little bit about your vision for taking people from connecting on the app, because that's our natural way of being now, right? We connect on all the social media channels and things like that, or Discord, right? Depending on your generation. And so how do you take them then from connecting in the local app to actually human to human, kneecap to kneecap, breath to breath?
Yeah, the inspiration behind the app overall was I would never plan on getting involved in technology at all. Like I have been in product retail business my whole life, or my whole career. And then I got to a point where I started to become convinced that the only way that we're going to see real change is it has to come on a local level. And I started studying the philosophy of localism. And what I found was, like, looking back through, human history and studying community, it was only 200 years ago that we didn't travel or communicate outside of a 20-mile radius. Like, most of humans that have walked this earth have lived and operated in community for most of humanity. And it wasn't until the last 200 years we've globalized everything. We've globalized communication, we've globalized finance and media and news. And globalism's done some good and it's done a lot of bad. And so, I saw the need of, like, both, we're at the pinnacle of globalism, like we're at the peak, right? And the only way to go from here is what the most famous entrepreneurs are proposing now, which is to go to Mars or to go into the metaverse, right? And I'm proposing a third option, which is allowing the pendulum to swing back just enough. And I think that we're going to experience both. Throughout all of human history, we've experienced different revolutions. But now we're about to experience 2 revolutions at the same exact time for the first time in history, which is the AI revolution and the community revolution. And I think that me getting involved in tech, which, I feel like I enlisted into tech because I have a lot of friends and I share the same desire. I wish I could be just anti-tech and go back to flip phone and move out to Montana and live off the grid, which may come a day I do that. But it's too late to become anti-technology now. We have to create technology that is pro-human. And that is the only hope that we have to create a better future. So the goal with the local app was I didn't feel like Nextdoor was getting the job done. I didn't feel like Meetup was getting the job done. On local, you can create or join any community and find any community within a 50-mile radius. And the discoverability for communities and events will be unmatched to any app. And right now we're in the early stages of the development of it, where we have digital communities on there, but we'll be launching a desktop version events within the next like 3 to 4 months. And then that's where we'll really start to see it explode. So that is the goal, is help people find communities and events in their area that is extremely seamless, but it's also going to promote human connection. So our goal is to organize online and gather offline is the goal.
That was one of the things that I connected most with you on, because there was a point, maybe like 3 years ago, because I do a lot of international networking and going to conferences and things of that nature. But I want to say it's been about 3 years now where I've just felt more grounded in local community. Like I want to be here. I want to connect more with local people and my friends here. And I just thought it was so interesting when I heard your localism talk, for that reason, because I do feel like I'm someone who's always on the cutting edge of a trend intuitively.
Yeah.
And so can you paint for us the vision of what that will look like in the next 5 years if people actually were less dependent on the technology and more, interdependent in their communities?
Yeah, I think we're reaching a point, like with any addiction, like it's really fun at first, and then you get to a point where you're like start to destroy your life and you're like, oh, this isn't fun anymore. Like this is actually really ugly and nasty. And that's where we're at with social media. And so we're at a point now where like intuitively, like we're becoming less and less intrigued with the way that the infrastructure of social media is set up right now. And we need additional solutions. I'm of the opinion that this last decade, content was king. Content creators were the influencers. And this next decade, community will be king and community builders will be the influencers. Yes. And that's like, so when you look at that, it was like Instagram, they didn't just create a photo and a video platform. They were the platform, the resources, the conferences for a wave of a generation of influencers. Now, I was looking at it going, who's going to be that platform for the next wave of influencers, which will be local community builders. And whoever has the ability to build community, which the hope is with local is to give everyone the access and the ability to build community, will hold a level of influence in the future of society. And this is like, right now we're experiencing like a very basic form of it, of like community, of like run clubs and coffee meetups or whatever, women's groups. But the future of where the local is going is millions of people are about to lose their jobs because of AI. And we are about to see a massive shift to people asking the question, what can I create? What services can I provide? And what can I do with the people around me? And we are about to see an economic shift, not just a cultural shift. Yes. We're about to see a massive economic shift, and we need many platforms, but I wanted to help pioneer the local digital landscape and give people the ability to create community, find events, and then eventually do commerce in a way more efficient level than Facebook Marketplace.
It's totally necessary as well, because who knows if that day is going to come where you might need to go and knock on someone's door and ask them for food or ask them for shelter. Like, we don't know where things are going, unfortunately. And so as we wrap this segment up, I just have another question for you. Mm-hmm. And this is something I've been sitting with for a while, because I feel like I love intimacy and creating intimacy in different ways. You're doing that with your local app. Everybody on there that I've connected with or seen on there is very heart-centered, very much a reflection of you. So how do you scale intimacy?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I'll answer it in the most practical way as possible, and it's also a plug. I lived in San Diego now for over 8 years, and I've been able to be plugged in and into a lot of different communities, and I'm really grateful for that. But as I've been experiencing San Diego, I do feel like there is an aspect of there's gatekeepers in mostly in any city, and I have a desire to we need to give everyone the ability to be a builder, right? A community builder. So one of the things that I came across on LinkedIn probably 6 months ago was this photo of this entire city coming together for a meal. And it looked fake at first. It was kind of like, you know, is this generated by AI? Like, it looked like a revolution, you know, in a world that's very isolated right now. It's literally 5,000 people having dinner together at around a mile-long table, right? So I contacted the guy, and I was like, what is this? And I need to meet you. He's like, I live in Denver. So I flew out and had dinner with them. I'm like, I want to do this in San Diego. And so in October of this year, we're going to do a mile-long table, and we're going to bring 5,000 people together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like a seat at that table.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone has a seat at the table.
Amazing.
That's the beauty of it. And yeah, it's about the table, but it's also bigger than the table. It's all of the connections and the collaborations that will lead up to the table, and all the amazing connections and community that will be created following the table. So I'm excited to be a part of helping bring
I'm
that.
excited for that as well, man. And I'm just thrilled. Like, I could talk to you for hours, but we are going to go ahead and bring this segment to a close. If you want to connect with Bob, the best way to connect with him is, take a guess. On the local app, LOCL, local. And I mentioned the blankets. So Bob's going to show you the blankets. They're absolutely beautiful and stunning. You want some of these blankets. We have a coupon code on the graphic that'll be on the digital screens for 50% off. And remember that your purchase does donate a blanket to the homeless as well.
Yeah.
So thank you so much again, Bob, for being here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. You're great.
So once again, thank you all for being here tonight. I'm excited to get us started with the second portion of the evening. But before I dive into that and introduce our panel, I want to make sure that we're giving a thoughtful and genuine and warm thank you to our sponsors and our brand partners who have so intentionally woven together tonight's experience. So I'm going to talk first about our legacy partner, Invictus Franchise Group. Let's give them a round of applause. For the women in the room who knows she's outgrown corporate life. For the one who's ready to stop climbing someone else's ladder and start building her own. Amen. How about stop waiting for a seat at the table, because we're building our own table. Invictus Franchise Group supports high-performing professionals in transitioning into business ownership with strategy, clarity, and confidence, which we all love, right? So if you've been quietly asking yourself, what would it look like to own my time? Has anyone in here been asking themselves that? I know I have. My income and my future. This is a conversation worth having, so you can explore more at invictusfranchisegroup.com, because sovereignty isn't just a mindset, it's a structure. I also want to give a huge thank you to our other legacy partner, See-Through Media, in the house tonight. For those of you who already have an established business, and I know many in this room do, for the marketing professionals who understand that visibility today requires precision, not just presence, See-Through Media specializes in strategic growth for brands ready to optimize, refine, and scale intelligently. They are offering something very special tonight. They are offering their community of exclusive VIP strategy session designed for serious business owners and marketing leaders who are seeking clarity at a higher level. So thank you so much. You can choose one of 3 complimentary high-impact offers: a comprehensive marketing audit, who doesn't want that, SEO and AI search optimization, and a human-assisted AI automation. So if you are ready to elevate your strategy, this is a powerful next step. And, of course, we have to give a gigantic, humongous thank you to everyone in this room who put this together. Mary and your team. Loft 100 Studios is incredible. You've been incredible to work with. We are so grateful for all of your hard work, and every single person that we've come in contact with has just been brilliant and amazing. And I am so excited to continue the conversation and how I can utilize your services with what I do, with my profession. But most of all, I just really want to thank each and every one of you for showing up tonight, for showing up for yourselves, for Patrina, for your community, to being vulnerable and sitting maybe at a table with folks you don't know and having a conversation, because you never know where one conversation can lead you. You know, I met Patrina I can't even remember, it was at my office actually. And her energy, it was like electrifying. Like I just saw her and I'm like, I need to be friends with her. I need to figure this out. And since then, it's only been, I think, less than a year that we've known each other, and we've already created so much together. I'm so honored to be in her orbit, honestly. But I just want to thank all of you for being in the room tonight. So we're going to continue on with the rest of the program, and we're going to bring up a panel. So this next conversation brings women together who embody abundance, which is why we're all here, across money, health, mindset, and leadership. Not as a theory, right? Because we can talk about it, but as a lived experience. That's right? Taking theory and actually putting it into action. Tonight's panelists are, can I get some music, please? Lenka Holman. Certified financial educator and contributor. Certified financial educator and contributor to the Anatomy of Abundance. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Our next panelist is Eva Venari. She's the founder of Elevate Institute and holistic healing practitioner. Welcome to the stage. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Karen Kramer. Karen is a mindset and breakthrough coach, founder of Villa Vision Wellness and Retreat Center. Yeah, take them off, baby, take them off. Yes, what a wonderful panel. Each of these women carries the wisdom earned through our seasons of life. And tonight, thank you, because I know you're going to share all of your wisdom and knowledge with us. So thank you for being here. Now, please help me in welcoming the women of the hour, of the season, of the year, Patrina Wisdom.
Okay, this is so much fun. Can I just tell you, I like birthdays, and I celebrate my birthday all month. Scorpio. This feels like my birthday. So awesome. But back to you, lovely ladies. All right, so you heard all the accolades, and now we're going to get to know who these women really are at their core. And so I think I'm going to start with Miss Lenka. Lenka has been, literally, she's become like my ride or die. We are in business, in financial business together. We've been partnering in that way in so many ways, others outside of that, including the book. But Lenka, I really want you to share with everybody what makes you the committed, strong, and inspirational woman that you are.
I just am. No, in all seriousness, where we are today, and I say where we are today, is not because of one thing. It's about everything. It got us here. And each and every one of the situations, some not so fun. It's like, okay, this is who I am.
Yeah, but
Okay.
what makes you so committed and so committed to helping
people are
women
everything.
with their financial independence and confidence?
People are everything. People are everything. And I have been through times, I just had a conversation this morning about, there were times where support was not happening. When I was in college, I was in a science degree, and that was a few years ago. I won't tell you how many. And that was not a thing. So you learned, and it's like, look, if these people can't be there for me, who can I be there for?
Yes. Yes, you become the person that you wish you had
That part.
in your life. And she's the person that I wish I had, and I do have in my life. So I'm very grateful. So in the Anatomy of Abundance, we begin with identity before strategy. So in your work, how often do you see women trying to fix their finances without first examining who they believe they are in relationship to money?
Almost always. No, I'm very serious. In reality, when people come to me in my office in my day job, they have preconceived notions. They see titles, they see designations, they see licenses, blah, 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 blah. And they think they need to come to me with a very specific, okay, well, this is our financial number, da, 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 da. Instead of taking a look at, who are you? What do you really want? Why? And they're usually taken a little bit aback. Why are you asking me these things? Because the numbers are just numbers. What you do with those numbers is what matters.
100%. And that's one of the things we connected on, which is why we've been able to partner in business. She's very analytical. She's very detailed. She's about the numbers. I'm the visionary. And so we work with clients together and they get all of it, right? And so obviously she's the financial genius. We'll come back to her in a minute. But I want to talk to Miss Eva. Hi, Eva, darling. Thank you for being here. I feel so honored.
I'm so pleased to be here with all of you.
Yeah, and thank you for my clearing earlier. So Eva is here representing embodiment and body and health, which sometimes we all, especially as high-achieving women, we neglect our body, we neglect our intuition at times. We know we should not say no, and we say yes, and all these different things. And so for Eva, I want to ask you, you reversed over 30 unexplained symptoms, right? When doctors couldn't give you answers. So in your view, what happens when a woman disconnects from her body in pursuit of success, and how does she begin reconnecting?
The answer is in the first part of your question. So when we disconnect ourselves for pursuing, and we're not connected with who we are, where we came from, why we're here, what we're here to achieve. And I mean here on earth as this human soul, the extraterrestrial that's inside all of our bodies, right? This knowing who you are, then the pursuit becomes hollow.
Yes.
And that hollowness is a signal to the body that says, maybe we shouldn't be here. And we start to break down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's real deep. And for anyone who's done any study on the mind, the brain, which we'll talk to Miss Dr. Karen in a moment, but if you've done some study on the brain, there's so many subconscious programs that we don't even know are running in the background that then affect and start to deteriorate your body. So that's big. That's big. I think we've all experienced that, right? Yeah. All right, so I'm going to come back to Eva. I want to hop over to Miss Dr. Karen. So Dr. Karen, you do a lot of NLP therapy, but you also are a grief specialist. Is that accurate?
Grief alchemist.
A grief alchemist. I like that. And I think we all have a certain amount of grief that we either recognize or don't that's been unresolved, and I'm sure Dr. Karen would agree with that. So where do most women that you see performing strength instead of embodying it, and how does that affect everything, right? Is that rooted in grief, or what is that rooted in? What's been your experience?
Yes, and actually I'm going to start with something you mentioned first. Grief is more than death and dying. It's an everyday kind of loss.
Yes.
And when we can embrace and understand that, then when we are hit with some of the bigger griefs in life, our body's like, okay, I've been here before and I can process through it. So getting into the question again, there's strength in who we are. However, when I'm working with clients going through grief, usually what they're challenged with afterwards is, who am I now that fill in the blank?
Yes.
Who am I now that I've lost somebody that I've loved? Who am I now that I'm no longer married to this partner? Who am I now that I've lost this job, that I've moved? Fill in the blank. Who am I now? And to something that's already mentioned is getting back to clarifying who am I now is grounding ourselves again so we don't fall into the trap of other dis-ease and coming into our body. So
100%.
tapping on it.
And it's funny because in the Anatomy of Abundance framework, the first step of the framework is, who are you? And the framework is an ecosystem. It's something we live, right? And so you keep cycling back to it whenever you brush up against something that might be, challenging you to reinvent yourself or challenging who you think you are. A year ago, it's funny you said this, a year ago, I broke down. My TMJ, I had infection in my gums, took me down for like 6 weeks, right? And at the time, that seemed like, well, why is this happening to me? But there's so much alchemy that's come through that because I had the awareness that that was happening for a reason, and I went back to the framework of who am I now? Who am I now that my second to the youngest child is transitioning into college, and that my youngest is about to be the only child for the first time, and. So what would you say to people who are going through different experiences in their life that they may not name or recognize as grief, but it's grief?
And you actually hit up on a phrase that I do use commonly. Not how is this happening to me, but how is it happening for me?
Yes.
Okay? Now this can be something simple. There's a reason why I'm up here without shoes on. I snapped my baby toe here 3 days ago and broke it. Now when we think about that, I'm still asking my question, how is that happening for me? So whatever kind of loss, setback, whatever it is, it doesn't have to be a major grief. If we can stop and say, how is that happening for me? Not like challenging ourselves to say something's bad, but is there something there for me that I may not already be aware of? For me, stubbing my toe was also recognizing what are some of the little things in my life that I may be tripping over that are not that important.
Yes, that part.
My toe's healing now.
And like I said in the opening, I mean, my greatest tragedy really did become the catalyst for my greatest clarity. And I think a lot about, had I not ever lost my husband, who would I be right now? Like, would I even be sitting on this stage right now doing what I'm doing with this fire in my belly, right? And so I really think it's a mindset shift that we all get to experience. So I want to go to Eva now. So Miss Eva, for high-achieving women, exhaustion can feel normal. In the Sovereign CEO Collective, we speak about embodied leadership. So what does embodied leadership look like when it's rooted in regulated energy rather than adrenaline? We speak with our eyes, by the way.
There's so much in that question. But yeah, the difference between feeling like everything's an emergency, the lack of planning, lack of being able to plan. And here's the thing, we draw a line for ourselves and we say, this is our boundary. And then something happens where it asks us to step over it. And then we redraw the line. And then we redraw the line again. And next thing you know, what you're experiencing is not normal, it's just common. So the natural tendency is, I'm going to push through. I'm going to get a gold star when I get to wherever I'm going. No one's handing those out.
No.
Guys. So
I've been trying for like 30 years. Still haven't got my gold medal.
So you go from that place of, I can't plan, I can't make a decision. If you're in decision overload, that can be draining on you. Saying yes to too many things because you're not grounded and rooted. But here's the thing, that's the ego. I need to do everything, I need to be everything, and I need to want everything. And that's your personality that from first breath you start to create.
Yes.
And so wouldn't it be nice, instead of trying to, people talk about killing the ego, I say just give it a slide on the bench.
Yeah.
A slide on the bench, let it still be the thumbprint of who you are.
Yes.
But invite in and let more and more of your eternal self come through.
Yes. I do have a follow-up, and the follow-up is, I believe so many of us are functioning from a place of scarcity and don't even realize it. So what would be some of the signs that you're functioning from scarcity instead of creating your life and your relationships and your relationship with yourself from a place of abundance?
What are you sacrificing?
This whole podcast was for Pamela.
Usually it's ourselves. Usually it's our own needs. Usually when someone else says, I need you to be there for me, we set aside, but I thought I had something else that I was going to pay attention to today, and that gets pushed. And maybe you're too tired at the end of the day, and that push turns to tomorrow.
Yes.
Stop it.
Stop it. All right, Ms. Lenka, back to you, my darling. So in the Sovereign CEO Collective, plug, if you're a woman who's a high-achieving woman, who's exhausted and tired of carrying everything alone, we have a place for you. The Sovereign CEO Circle, the Sovereign CEO Collective. More information on your prompt card on your table.
Smooth.
That was smooth, right? Okay. So in the Sovereign CEO Collective, we talk about moving from survival to sovereignty. So what's one shift that women can make today that signals to their nervous system that she is in control of her money, not being controlled by it?
All right, you ready? Write this down.
I don't know if they have pens.
I got this.
I got this. I got this.
Seriously, if you say those words and you just say, I got this, it's just something about it that grounds you. Now, I didn't say I'm doing this all alone or I can do it without help. It's, I got this. And when you do that, your body just like shuts off the fear. Let's face it, did we see a couple oopses at the Olympics recently? Yeah. And did they just get up and say, okay, I got this? And they had support, and then they had a team, and that's what we have to create.
Yes.
The community.
Yes.
We talked about this, the community. You have to have the community so you can actually say, I got this, and believe it.
And I want to kind of piggyback on that because I'm someone who has felt in the past like I had community. Reality check. Your community shows the fuck up when you need them. So you guys in the room are my community, right? And so as much as we love the people that we feel are our community, I want to let you know that there are iterations, there are shifts, right? And you're a different person, you're evolving, your friendships, your relationships, and your community may evolve as well. Don't take that personally. Flow with it and go on to become the next version of yourself and create the next version of that community in the Sovereign CEO Collective. Okay, just kidding. Sort of, but not really. All right. I was going to ask also, Ms. Lenka, you often speak about building a life worth living. plug, her stuff's in your bags. Not just increasing investments. So how can women transition being into their aligning with their finances and their financial decisions with the seasons that are actually in the season they're actually in rather than the one they think they should be in?
Well, first, stop shitting all over yourself.
And we're your readers.
No, and it comes back to the community. It comes back to the community. Understand and just start talking about the money piece. Yep. Get the money thing out of the way. Let's face it, we're more likely to hear about sex and other very quiet topics than money. Well, get over it. Until you desensitize something, you can't actually address it and deal with it.
Yeah, slay the dragon.
That's right.
Beautiful.
And let's just talk.
And so I want to take it back to Dr. Karen as we start to round out this conversation. So Dr. Karen, you've spent decades helping women ground themselves in happiness, health, and wholeness. What does it take to choose wholeness in a world that rewards overfunctioning?
I love it. When it comes to wholeness, and keep on coming back to something that Eva has mentioned, is recognize within ourself our own nervous system. Pay attention to when we contract, when something doesn't feel right for us, whether it is a person, a no, when we say yes and we really feel no. So paying attention to our energy or nervous system, very different names for it, whatever it may be for you. And when we're doing that, we're also paying attention more to what is in alignment for us and right for us. Okay, whatever those choices are. So when there's many techniques we can learn to do that, but just pay attention to that energy. Do I feel expansive and excited? Or do I feel contracted, like something's there, not right for me? And that also helps us stay grounded, because when we say more yes or no to those things and we feel more in alignment and our energy starts to expand, then we know we are more in aligned with our purpose, which is something that Eva mentioned. There's many things that I'm like, you and I gotta chat afterwards. Okay, so coming back to what our North Star is has much to do with our energy. Right? Paying attention to our energy. And even when we start to cross those lines that Eva mentioned, like, okay, I said yes again when I really didn't say no. Okay, well, pay attention to that. What about that is choosing me to say yes when I truly meant no? Yeah. Is it because I want to be liked? Is it because you fill in the blank? Because it gives some information as to some of those beliefs that we have that are driving our behavior. But start first paying attention to our energy.
Beautiful. All right, final question is for the beautiful redhead in the middle. When we talk about legacy, okay, like 3 generations of women sharing wisdom, what responsibility do we have to heal patterns so that we don't pass them forward?
This is the utmost importance right now. There have been, in my practice, an uptick in the number of needing to heal ancestral wounds that we inherit. If your ancestors, we love you very much, but they didn't complete their mission. They still have to complete it without a body. So they're pulling on us. And that's the energy that we feel is losing, coming out of our experience. And so making ourselves sovereign so that we are responsible for being able to say yes to what we mean to say yes to, saying no to the things that don't matter to us. They matter to other people. Let them deal with it. It's the sovereignty. It's building those boundaries.
Yes. I love that answer. Thank you so much. I think if you haven't gleaned anything else from this conversation, that you might want to schedule some time to just be in relationship with yourself, reconnect with yourself, really get clear on what your yeses and your hell no's are so that you have a barometer for how to move forward. My intention for this night is that you leave here changed, that we stirred something up inside of you, that we maybe agitated some stuff, right? So that you can take a look at it. Don't look at me like that. And that you go and take action on it so that 2026 is like a completely different year than the years past. And this is alchemy that we're experiencing right now, and we're experiencing it together. So thank you all so much for joining me on another episode of Living Room Wisdom, where your story is your glory. As we come to a close, I want to make sure that we thank everybody. So our featured guest, Bob Dalton. Our incredible panelists, Lenka Holman, and Dr. Kramer. Our sponsor partners, House Gone Wild DJs, Lock 100, Kevin with See-Through Media, Brian, who's not here from Invictus. I gotta give a huge shout out to my team member Gail, who created our theme song, and who just supports the podcast like top to bottom. I didn't even ask her to do that theme song. She's my heart, so hopefully this is on record. My honey, who allows me to be the crazy, outrageous, liberated Scorpio that I am. And every single one of you, of course, for being a part. So make sure that you follow Patrina Wisdom and Living Room Wisdom on all.
Let it be messy, let it be real, let it be soft and still. Welcome to the living room. You can find